Alright guys, welcome back. You're watching the SC2TV.ru Showmatch on Heart of the Storm between Turuk and Dimaga. Dimaga is up with 3-2 right now. And Turuk, he definitely needs to play more solid against those aggressions in the mid game. I know it's hard with mech, but you have the means to do some scouting. You can get some sensor tower to make sure there is no run by happening. Dimaga has definitely been exploiting the lack of mobility of Turuk. And I have to say his multitask as well sometimes has not been as good as it could be. So Turuk, he has to fix this if he wants to win against Dimaga. Or he has to go 11-11 again, but I don't think that's what we're going to see here. The map is Newkirk City. Turuk is going to be starting in the bottom right hand corner as the purple Terran. His opponent, the infamous Dimaga, going for his standard drone scouts. Most likely going to go hatch first as well. He's going to be starting as the green Zerg in the bottom left hand corner. And I don't know how much these players, how much experience they have on this map, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not that much, even though it's in ladder. You don't always get it, some people even veto it. Dimaga going for the 15 hatchery as always. And I wouldn't be surprised if Turuk goes for the command center with just his one barracks. He's actually going to scout pretty early on here again before his barracks is even done. We will see. I feel like Terrans usually they scout after their barracks is finished with the one SCV, but Turuk is sending an SCV out a little bit earlier. Dimaga right now scouting that there is no gas made for Turuk. He's going to know that this is most likely the same thing as in almost every one of his games. Turuk is going to see the same thing from Dimaga as in the previous games as well. So these players not really trying to outsmart each other too much in those games. They just play standard and try to outplay each other from there. First mule was used. Dimaga going for the extractor behind his pool, but I feel like the extractor is a bit late compared to usual. And Turuk is going for two extractors as always. He likes to go for factory, he likes to go for mines first. Dimaga, he went for a timing with roaches in the previous game, which did not do much. And since he took his extractor a little bit later in this game, I feel like it's less likely for him to do that again, especially since he didn't do much damage in the previous game. And then we have a ramp here. By the time you get on the ramp, usually will take damage from the bunker and marines in there. So Dimaga may be going into a full macro mode here. I wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to make as many drones as possible, tries to take a third, and from there just go into one of those big macro games like he did on the first map, which was Akin and Wastes. Or actually on this map, remember this is close air, so drop play will definitely be good in those positions. So we have to keep that in mind. One of those players might choose to really try to exploit the possibility of drop play on this map. Dimaga right now just droning heavily. No roach run has gone down just yet. He's going to go for the quick speed, making sure his opponent cannot run mines or Hellions to his base. And 10 more drones on the way. Starport is going to go down, and Turuk is going to use this one factory to make mines, most likely. Yes, it is mines again. He really seems to favor this opener. First burrowing the mines at his wall here, making sure no cheeses can go through. And then once he's safe, or once he feels safe, he can drop those mines and try to inflict damage to his opponent. Dimaga going for a spine core at his expansion here. Not sure what exactly he's expecting. He's gone for a second extractor in his main. He's taking two lair. And this looks like we might see some mutas here, maybe. Unless he throws down the roach run now. I feel like this is going to be mutas. He has not tried straight mutas just yet, except on, what map was it? The one of Neo Planet S, maybe? No, Planet S. Oh, I don't remember, but anyway, I think it was the second game of the series. And Dimaga went for the quick mutas. He did not do much damage. He took some damage, but I feel like Turuk, he went for another build in that game. He went for the Hellbat pressure, which really slowed Dimaga down. And maybe Dimaga wants to try, but this time just do it better. So he's gonna get a Spine Crawler in his main, in this mineral line. He has the Spire on the way at the expansion. And I thought there was gonna be a blind spot in which Turuk could drop here, but there is not. Where is he dropping? He's gonna use the boost here in a second and try to drop in the expansion. Dimaga has brought this queen in his main. The queen is not gonna be in the expansion to help defend, and there is no detection as well. Turuk is gonna be able to burrow inside of those drones right here. I think he can just burrow, make sure he does some damage, and then basically pick up and escape. All the mines have used their charge. Turuk is just gonna boost out of there. And he's definitely seen the Spire. He's going to be able to be getting ready on time. Third orbital is on the way. 2 more factories as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if Turuk starts a couple turrets here just to make sure he's safe. He already has mines too. I mean, do you even really need turrets? Just 1 per base, I guess. Put mines everywhere. Be ready to receive those mutas. 2 armories have gone down. Turuk loves those upgrades on his mech. He loves to get them as soon as possible. It's like the 2 forge of Terran. And those mines are ready to receive a couple drones here. Did he burrow those before the hatch finished? If Dimaga didn't... Oh wow. Thank God this mine blew up a drone here. Otherwise this horse here would have died. Which should have bought even more time for Turuk, preventing Dimaga smining from this base. A nice saturation from Turuk. He's very consistent with those SCVs. He's actually up to 47 SCVs to 50 drones right now. One lone Viking is going to be caught by those mutas here. And those mutas are going to keep on flying around. They try to inflict some damage, but first Thor is already out. And I'm surprised Turuk is not flying over to his third. Try to take it right now. The Medivac is going to come back home and not having really dealt too much damage. Dimaga right now about 10 walkers ahead. The army supply 22. He's just going to keep on droning, I feel, until he decides exactly what he wants to do. He's going for a second Evo. He's getting missile attacks level 1 and he's getting roach speed, so I guess he wants to go very roach heavy here. He might go for those big roach drops, yes. As I say that, he starts ventral sacks and pneumatized carapace. Okay, Turuk finally taking his third here. And Turuk, he needs a sensor tower, I feel. He definitely, if he gets a couple turrets here, like 1, 2 turrets and 1 sensor tower, he can see any type of drop coming his way. He's going to be able to see the action around here coming in onto his third base. He can take a very quick fourth base and camp it very easily, which he likes to do. So if he would do that, I feel he would have such an edge in this game. He's adding on 2 more factories right now, but I don't think Dimaga is going to try to give him any time here. Dimaga is just saturating his bases as well as possible. He's going to be on 4 bases, very well saturated. We have 16, 16, 16, and well, probably 16. And Dimaga is already starting to work on the 5th base. And I feel like, okay, the big drops are going to come very soon. He's already gathering all of his overlords. He's going to pick up a lot of roaches very, very soon here and start dropping all over the place, dealing damage to Turuk, not giving him time to reach his critical mass of 200. Turuk's just scanned. He scanned the main. He sees that there is no hive tech. He sees he sees the overlord with speed moving around. He saw a roach headed this way as well. So he might be able to anticipate. Why does he not put his barracks here at least? A couple headlands here being called out of position. They're going to be able to pull back after frying some of those Zerglings. Turuk, you need to react, man. You need to wake up. You need to figure out this is happening, because this is happening and you're going to have to defend very well if you want to win this game. I love this defense by Dimaga. His most exposed base, he puts a couple spine crawlers on it, and he knows he can be very safe from there with it. Dimaga has actually delayed this quite a lot. one tank is gonna start working on those debris here, dealing 25 damage, well, every single time. This is not Warcraft 3, no random damage here. One Zergling in position here, being able to spot whether Turuk exposed here, and Dimaga is actually not putting too much effort into scanning on. Oh, we had another scan in the main, which barely missed the overlords and the army. Dimaga is maxed, so he's gonna try to deal as much damage as possible now. And Turuk, he's not ready. He's ready for Mutas. Like, this is something that you leave in your main against Mutas, not against drops, like Dimaga is about to do. Oh, but Dimaga is gonna be able to spot this thanks to those units here. He might be. Yeah, the distance is not that far. And actually Turuk is maxed as well. He's already maxed at 15 minutes on mech and 2-2 about to finish. This is about to get out of hand here. Dimaga is going to have to deal a lot of damage if he wants to be able to win this game. Lots of roaches are being dropped, but Turuk is in position to be able to defend here. And those roaches are going to fight straight up against those tanks and Hellbats and Thors. Those Vikings are taking out all of those overlords right now. Nice siege tank going to be able to take out those roaches on the low ground. And I feel like this is such a good situation here for Turuk. This drop came much later than it should have. This aggression should have started much earlier here by Dimaga. When you do this, you really have to commit to this for some time before you can go back into macro mode. But now it felt like Dimaga wanted to do both. He saturated his bases very, very well. He put a lot of drones on there, but because of that, this drop came very late, and Turuk was already maxed. I mean, if you're maxed on roaches, and your opponent is maxed on mech, and he has 2-2 on the way, you're in trouble. And that's exactly what happened here. So Dimaga behind this, he's trying to get a hive. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to go for some kind of Ultralisk. Actually, he has 2 Spire already, so maybe Broodlords, but this is going to be so difficult. Just because Turuk now, he's not stupid, he's going to attack. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a couple PF all over the place, to be honest, to make sure there is no possible run-bys. And look at, that's exactly what Dimaga is going to do here. He's going to go around, he's going to try to go for the run-by, as always. He knows he cannot fight this army head-on, so he's going to try to go around, buy himself some time, maybe make Turuk pull back. But I don't think Turuk is going to pull back this time. Oh yeah, Turuk has to react. This one tank gonna pull back, but too late. Those roaches being able to catch it on time. This force though, this force is pretty much unstoppable for Dimaga. What can Dimaga do that will hold this? I mean, he does not have DTs obviously. And Dimaga very nicely sending roaches in every single base of Turuk right now, being able to snipe a lot of SCVs. But this force, I'm just very worried for Dimaga right now. There's just so many units. He's already trying to salvage the situation. He knows that those bases are dead, so he's just gonna leave drones there to keep on mining for as long as possible. And in the meantime, he's already starting another hatchery. How many Thors are there? 6 Thors, okay, never mind. I was gonna say he should try to go for Mutas at this point, because if he goes for Mutas, he would have a chance if there was like 2 Thors, but since there is 6 plus Vikings, this army just completely is going to crush almost anything that the Zerg has at this point in the game. Unless Dimaga had a huge army of Broodlords, Corruptors, like he did in previous game, he does not really have a chance in the direct fight. So Turuk is just going to fly away for now, and Dimaga has not yet chosen what exactly he's going to go for. He has to try something at this point. He could have at least thrown down an Ultralisk Cavern, try to crank out as many Ultralisk as possible, and then try to fight. But at this point, Dimaga is just playing the base straight, I feel, except he does not have air units to kill those flying command centers. So this is just going to be so hard for Dimaga to win this. Turuk has 114 army supply to the 101 of Dimaga. And Dimaga, he only has roaches. Let's check the unit count here. 48 roaches, 2 queens. I can see him. There is 9 tanks, 14 Hellbats, 7 Vikings, 6 Thors, and 3 Marines. Where are the Marines? They are like here, somewhere in the army. I can't even select him. Like. Turuk is going to start a couple extra command centers. He's going to try to spread them out. He's going to try to mine as much as he can from any bases, really. And the problem right now for Dimaga, he cannot kill those flank buildings. I'm not sure why exactly. You have to have some kind of a plan if you're going to stay in this game and try to win, but it feels like Dimaga right now, he has no plan. He's just hoping for a miracle. Just running around with his roaches. He might try to fight this army head on, but I mean, with this amount of tanks, these Thors and these Hellbats, the composition of Turuk is way too complete to be able to fall to those roaches. And some of those roaches are not even full HP here. I would like to see Dimaga burrowing and letting them regenerate for some time. Dimaga trying to scramble here, trying to remake a couple units. Dice Thor being dropped. Sniping 2 drones immediately. He's on 16 kills already. He's gonna have to pick up. Oh, okay, Turuk is at least being careful about this. Every unit is invaluable at this point. Single roach dice to this tank shot. And Dimaga, actually, if he had been able to make maybe a maxed army of roaches, he might have had a shot if he flanked really well, but or if he had gotten some Vipers, maybe. He should have gone for Vipers this game. Instead of that, he really waited for nothing here and made nothing happen, and now he's trying to scramble, trying to get some units out, but realistically he's just too far behind. He's not going to be able to produce anything. 47 roaches right now. Turuk is crushing through everything Dimaga has, and I feel like Dimaga is going to have to fight very soon here. He's making hatcheries everywhere, but ultimately this is not a very big map. There are not so many paths, and Dimaga is going to go for the flank from 2 sides here. He actually ends up chickening out at the last seconds. Couple of roaches did not chicken out, they went for it, thinking their brothers who are following them, but that was not the case. Turuk is going to move up this ramp here and take out this base. Look at Dimaga, he's taking every single base on the map, but what is that going to do for you, really? The Terran is playing buildings, man. Well, Dimaga is actually trying to make something happen with his roaches here. His Burrows is going around. He's trying to snipe the buildings of Turuk, but they can fly, man. You can't. Vikings getting split away from the main army of Turuk. I think Turuk at this point has realized that there is no anti-air for Dimaga and there is only roaches, so sending Vikings like this, he's going to be able to snipe this base by landing them. And Dimaga is trying to trade here. He's trying to snipe a couple units, then pulling back. He's most likely going to burrow behind this and try to regenerate the hit points of his army. How many? Oh, he's down to 5 of those Thors here. And a nice move would have been to burrow those roaches, go around those Vikings, and then unburrow and try to snipe as many of them as possible. And then later on, you could try to snipe those Thors and make a couple Mutas, but I mean, he doesn't even have Mutas on the way. What's Dimaga hoping for here? I feel like he'll never ever win this game, but actually his roach count is pretty high. If he keeps on sniping units and trading, maybe, but this is going to be so tough. Turuk's army, he's 2-2 right now. He has a whole bunch of command centers on the map, and he's going to start making Banshees with Cloak as well. Well, actually, as soon as he's not supply blocked anymore, which is going to be forever because he does not have an SCV to make depots. So Turuk actually needs to lose units if he wants to be able to make the Banshee that he wants to make. Oh, actually he has 2 SCVs. What is he waiting for? Get a couple of depots, man. I guess what Dimaga is doing by going around like this a lot is not letting Turuk set up a base anywhere. And depots, especially depots. Because otherwise he could just start making units. Like seriously, if he made 2 depots here and then used 2 call down supply, he would be able to make 1 or 2 Banshee, and that would really help, I feel, because he could just fly around and kill stuff. And Dimaga was able to take the bottom right hand base here. He's gonna try to come back against those Vikings and fight. Actually, his roaches are stuck now. Turuk is just gonna go for the fight here. He's gonna try to position himself as well as possible. He has his Vikings here. He's gonna need to land them to help his army if he wants to make sure he can crush this roach force. Oh, he has to lift here. The Vikings, man. Dimaga is moving in for the kill now. Finally, he's going to go into those tanks, but there is just too much for Turuk. Those roaches die in 1 second. And GG is going to be called. Turuk taking this game and bringing it on to another game. Guys, we're going to have a short break and then we'll be right back with the next game. Thanks for watching. Be back in a minute.